welcome back. My name is Michelle and I do 5-star book reviews. And last summer, I was doing an interview with Hazel Gaynor and she started telling me about this book and I was like, oh my God, I gotta wait a whole year to read it. But here it is. It was a year later and I got to read it. Meet Me in Monaco. Oh my God. First of all, I love Hazel. I love Heather Webb. I've interviewed both of them. I'm going to put it down on the link below. They are so sweet. They are like the sweetest people ever. And this is their second book. Their first book was written, I think 2 years ago, called The Last Christmas in Paris. Unbelievable book, okay? So if you want to start with that one, go ahead. But then you got to read this book. First of all, if you are a Grace Kelly fanatic like I am, this like satisfied my entire weekend. Okay, Grace Kelly to me was all about the dress. I loved her movies, but more than anything, I loved how they dressed her because she had like the perfect body. And I'm going to put up on the screen just so you can see my point, all right? To Catch a Thief, 1955. Look at those two dresses. And then High Society, 1956. Now, High Society was the last movie she made before she got married to Prince Rainier. And so that one always has my heart. I love that movie so much. I'd want to say it's my favorite, but I don't know. I love them all. So the fact that they wanted to write this book about Grace Kelly, and look at the cover. I love how they like shadow her face. It was so absolutely perfect. And I'm not the only one that thinks that, okay? First of all, before we get to that, 384 pages, historical fiction, yes, perfect. Perfect historical fiction. They take us back into her world through other characters, and I loved that, okay? And 384 pages zoomed by, okay? Zoomed by. It was such a fun read. I can't even tell you. But up on your screen, you are going to see the Amazon blurb, okay? Set in the 1950s against the backdrop of Grace Kelly's whirlwind romance and unforgettable wedding to Prince Rainier of Monaco, New York Times best-selling author Hazel Gaynor and Heather Webb take the reader on an evocative, sun-drenched journey along the Côte d'Azur. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. In this page-turning novel of passion, fate, and second chances. And I'm going to put a picture right now so you can see the picture of the wedding and her wedding dress. And she was 26 when she got married and she was perfect. I think she's perfect, but maybe you aren't like quite as excited about Grace as I am, but you know what? And if you're not, go watch her movies and then tell me you're not excited about her. Watch her movies and then tell me that you can't get excited. But I'm going to put the pictures of Hazel and Heather up. I like to call them the H's because we have the W's and then we have the H's and I don't know. But then I just did a book review on another book writing duo. I'm loving the duos. I think it is so awesome the way they could write together. And like I said, these two are sweet, sweet women. I love them so much. So anyway, the book starts off 1955, May. And this is how they start the book. Each scent holds a mystery, its own story. That was the first lesson Papa taught me. That's how awesome their writing is. I just had to give you a blip of the beginning because, you know what? I don't know a lot about perfume, but I am having a little bit of appreciation of it. My mom wore perfume all the time, and I don't. Like, I have it, and then every once in a while I think about it, and then I'll put it on, but I'm not somebody who knows anything about it. And that's why this book was so much fun, because not only did they take us back to the wedding, but they taught us so much. I love when I learn about a topic, and I learned so much about perfume. It made me want to go shopping. I was like, yes, I need to spend more money on perfume. Why didn't I think of that? You had to remind me that I needed to. So, Sophie, as we already seen, she is opening this book up and she inherits the perfume business from her dad. And it's like a boutique, a perfume boutique, okay? And that's how she meets Grace. And this is in the very beginning of the book. It's not a giveaway. She meets Grace Kelly, okay? And then we have James. and he's an English photographer. And I love how they portray the British press, because back then they were the worst, and I think even now they are, like, in hounding people, right? I think they follow the royalty and follow, like, I don't know, I feel like they are part of the paparazzi in its, like, finest is the British press. So we have James. So we have Sophie, who's French, and then James, who's English. And set in a time in the 50s, which is right after World War II. Europe is still recovering. And then we have this matchup. And we have the American movie star of Grace Kelly, and then we have Prince Rainier. And then I can't even imagine what a big deal it was back then. I really can't. I'm sure it was, like, I look at it as it was amazing. And then, like, I can't even imagine how much more amazing it is. But I don't know if you guys remember back in, if you're my age, in 1982 when Grace Kelly died, it was sad. It was a real, and I followed her. I had never even seen any of her movies, but back then when I was reading the Inquirer and the Star, and they were following her and Princess Stephanie and Princess Caroline, her daughters, I was really wrapped up in it. And then when her and Princess Stephanie had that accident, it was really a sad day. I was like, that's how it ends? Are you kidding me? That's how this princess story ends? But it did. And I thought they did an amazing job. I couldn't have imagined more from this book. I know. Do I know they're writing another one? I think I do. I hope you are. Okay. I'm trying to think of how I know that, but now I'm like doubting my knowledge because, but I think they are. And if they're not, they should. Guys, Heather, Hazel, if you're not writing another one, write another one now. This was perfect. The ending was perfect. So let me know below what you thought of it, or if you're going to read it. It just came out last week. Okay, so I read it all weekend. It was an extremely fun weekend. I'm so happy I did. And below, I'm gonna put IndieBound, Amazon. It's Monday. Okay, you can just listen. You can, like, come home from work, read the book. Go to the pool, read the book. It's fun. So much fun, and that's what a summer book should be. So thank you guys so much, and I can't wait till your next book. So guys, until my next book, have a great day.